Joining us live now from New York is Rabbi Weiss, who is a spokesman of Neturei Karta International. Rabbi, as always, thanks for joining us. What do you make of this resolution and the fact that it's called for this protection mechanism? Will an ally like the United States allow this to even really pass at the Security Council, do you think?
Well, with the help of the Almighty, we always like to put in proper perspective the whole conflict, the whole Nekba, this terrible catastrophe, and that is that the concept of occupying Palestine is basically against people would call international law. We say it is against the Almighty, it's against the Torah, it's called the State of Israel, it's a Jewish state, but it is not. The Torah forbids it. As well known, I always carry around the statement of Rabbi Yosef Tzibashinsky, which is in 1947 proclaimed in front of this same United Nations that our community demands that we furthermore state that we oppose the existence, the mere existence of the Zionist state of Israel, and this is the position held by was the chief rabbi of Palestine and the whole Jewish community that was living there for hundreds of years, and we continue to stand in opposition. So let us understand that the whole concept is we're not allowed as Jews have a state, a Jewish state, and we're not allowed to kill or steal or oppress another people. So first of all, let us put it in the proper perspective of what the issue is here. Now, the United Nations stood up, and thank God the many nations of the world are starting to change their view on the acceptance of the occupation. In other words, although it was ratified by the United Nations, there is a, thank God, a change of spirit. We hope that the United States, although it was at the beginning and stood along this many years with the narrative of the State of Israel, that there's something which is legitimate, and they backed it, and they felt as supporting Judaism or the Jewish people, and we, thank God, thousands and hundreds of thousands of Jews have been standing throughout the world demonstrating in opposition to the Zionist state. And so we hope, as even this Al-Quds Day, this last Friday, and then even Sunday, if I looked around the world, you found that there were Jewish rabbis standing in opposition to the terrible occupation and what they're doing in Gaza, the terrible injustice, the inhumane oppression of people. We've been standing, crying, and suffering with the people of Palestine. Now, the people are seeing this around the world, and they're starting to recognize that it's not a religious conflict. It's not that you're anti-Semitic or anti-Jewish if you oppose it, and the world is really standing up to this. We hope that the United States, because we hope and we see that the many humanitarian organizations and the people of the United States want to do what is humane and right. We as Jewish people have to speak with respect to our leaders, so we plead with the President of the United States and our government that they should realize why the world is changing their view, and that they should also step back and understand they're being duped by the Zionist state of Israel. It is not a legitimate occupation. They are not the victims of people who hate them. On the contrary, the Muslim countries and Arab countries, including in Palestine, were the Jews' best friends. They protected us and kept us for hundreds of years and gave us a safe haven. It is merely a flawed political movement, a transformation from Judaism, the religion, which is 3,000 years, to a nationalism of a little over 100 years, and the state is 70 years. And it's simply a flawed political nationalist material movement, not the religion. So therefore, it has no right to occupy, has no right to exist, and they should step back from their stance, and we should start going in the direction, and God help, immediately really, a total dismantlement of the occupation. And that is what the Jewish people plead, and we've been struggling for this and standing up, and Jewish blood is being spilled all over. They're trying to force the Jewish people into the the army, but we refuse to go, and they're brutally being beaten, the Jews. So we're crying with the people of Palestine and Gaza, and we hope that the United States will realize that it is terribly wrong. We think they will, with God's help, just like the world is changing their view.
Very well, Rabbi. We'll leave there at that, but of course, as always, we appreciate you sharing your insight with us.